Alright, we're back in action in Legend of Keepers. Welcome back, everybody. We'll just continue right where we left off. Week number 17. Therapist Black Market event. You know what it is. We have 851 gold. That's really nice. Still, it's going to be the event. We found a lost adventurer. While wandering around the corridors this morning, you come face to face with a human. He seems as surprised as you are. What are you going to do? You just scare him away. Boom. Then a merchant and an event. I'll go for an event. We don't need to buy anything right now. Sloopy's death. The cleaning goblin comes to see you, weeping. Sloopy, his pet stick insect, died in a mopping accident. Will you take Sloopy to the resurrection room to harvest the goblin's joyful tears? Sell the corpse to a gourmet chef, or organize a funeral? What, we can pay 40 gold for 40 tears? Yes. That's the best gold to tier conversion I've ever seen. So then we can plunder a business trip. They're kind of similar. This one is more dice rolling, and the business trip we will guaranteed have lost a guy on it for a while, but we know what we get. I say we do a bit of plundering. Why not? When we plunder, it selects 3 random employees to go and plunder one of 3 locations, and we get to choose the location. So, if we go to the breeding farm, we will have a 100% risk of one of our 3 volunteers being injured for 3 weeks, which is not that bad. They will all gain 2 motivation back, which is not useless. And in the next dungeon, all of our monsters will have haste 3. So this is not bad. In the prolific gold mine, we will gain a bunch of gold and risk injuring 1 volunteer for 10 weeks. Okay, high risk. Or we can go to the production workshop for 35%, 1 volunteer, 3 weeks, upgrading a trap. Okay. Which costs about the same as the gold that we would get here, and the risk of injury is much lower. So, and we don't have to spend a week to go to the engineer to upgrade the trap. So I think we'll just do this, sure. We did lose the employee for 3 weeks, the Abyssal Warrior here, but the Polar Portal has been upgraded to level 3. Your volunteers have forced an engineer to make a trap for them and serve as a guinea pig for the trap. Test results highly conclusive. They have even brought a researcher back who has been spared in exchange for the trap upgrade. During the plunder, Penthil was hurt and will need to rest for 3 weeks. Oh no. Oh, and then he doesn't get to fight in this week, which is unfortunate, but oh well. We got some various adventurers and veterans here. Again, the veterans are penalized a bit by having a disaster room to deal with, so that's nice. We would be rewarded with a monster. And I think we'll go for that. It has the highest gold and monster reward there. So we could get a trap with the same gold reward, but I would rather have a new monster. So, that is the route that we will take. The Polar Portal at level 3 gains an additional stack if the target's ice resistance is negative. Alright, it's fairly good. Yeah, we really need to get some more monsters. This is a fine enough setup, but we're sort of stretched. Now both of these will be returning soon, but this is the reason to have more backup monsters. We don't have a lot of choices here in our setups. And we definitely just need more. So yes, I should go to the merchant. We will be going to the merchant next time it's available if I don't find some more good monsters. Anyway, we are dealing this time with a disciple. This is the upgraded version of the little monk, but before he punches people with ice. This one cannot be affected by poison, which is actually kind of bad for us. So, yeah. Other than that, we have a Imajagan. He throws air damage to the backside, which is good for us because now the pocket mirror will come into play. And he heals morale damage for people and cannot be demoralized. So good thing that we're not doing morale build right now. And then we have a fire mage hitting the front. Alright. Ice, ice, baby. This one has negative ice resistance. That's nice, okay. Could go for the polar portal here. We won't be doing a lot of air damage here, and the Pandora's box does not make sense in the first room. So it'll be the polar portal. There you go. Now, here, electrical coil still doesn't really make sense, because we're not doing air damage that much here. Well, one of them can, but maybe Pandora's box could combo with one of these things. So like, not the poison, not the nature weakness wouldn't make sense. So it would have to be the slow. And the slow means that they lose power, and therefore it's fairly decent. So we will probably do that in the disaster room, and then comes the trap room where we will play the Pandora's box, and that means we get to prolong. But I'm realizing right now that that doesn't work, because as soon as they get a turn, this guy will remove all penalty with the most stacks applied from all heroes at the start of his turn once. So he's going to do that as soon as they start the fight. Well, when he gets his turn. So it doesn't make sense to just stack this one higher, the slow higher. So we will probably just put in the electrical coil. Yeah, Pandora's box just doesn't make sense because of him. Damn it. That would have been a nice combo, but gotta pay attention to all the little details. Yeah, so this will be what we're going to do. And then this is tough. Ice resistance up front. We have it. There. And fire, kind of. Not bad. And then air resistance in the back. That's the best we can do. On to the next one. And we want what? Ice up front. And air in the back. Fire in the front. So, oof. We do not have that. This is going to be rough. Hopefully he will be dead by then, but I doubt it. This is not a good dungeon layout for us at all. He's super annoying, that guy. At least this guy's air weak, so we can spit air at him. But these two are going to be murdered by him. We could put her in the front, but she's got lowered fire resistance, so she would still die. He's got lowered air resistance as well, at least. So maybe like this. Air to the back. Oh, this one's air weak. So she's better in the back with a high air resistance. So like this. They might get to my master in this fight. Oof. Yeah, food. Okay. That's the spirit. Good. Maybe the Pandora's box would have been the right choice. Because we would have boosted the frostbite and another thing, and then we would have kept the frostbite around for longer, even though he removes another debuff. That's kind of unfortunate. So we want him to not remove the frostbite, meaning we want him to have, like, for example, the pollen cloud with nature weakness. He removes the nature weakness, but then they keep the frostbite, because this one has higher stacks. So I think that's the approach. But even then, this one would be his primary target. Okay, doesn't matter. That was not shabby at all. Like, we did a lot of damage just with the traps. What is this over here? Benefiting from the artifact's pocket miner. Oh, mirror. Okay, I've never seen this icon before. Very cool. They have lowered air resistance. Activates the solar blessing, which is physical and fire. They do air and ice. This one does do fire. Okay. And we do physical, physical, and fire. So, I think we will activate the solar blessing. Good. Then we can go immediately into lunar blessing, but I don't think that's what we're doing. We're doing the physical. Trying to get him off the field. Oh, and the pocket mirror helped us a lot just then. Very nice. I didn't see how much damage it did to him. I'm sure he's resistant to his own damage, which will often be the case, but even so, just not taking the damage is honestly the bigger win there. Let's try to get you off the field. I'm surprised he hasn't used his ability yet. Or maybe he did and I didn't notice. Yeah. Just do that again. Surely we will kill him now. Yeah, we will. Good, good, good. The question is, does he die to his own, to his debuffs here? He's got 75 health right now, 15 lost just from the bleeding. He will lose 5% of his maximum health in fire damage. 10% is 47. Yes, so, and half of that will be 20 something. And he'll take that for multiple turns, so he's going to die just from his debuffs currently. Which means I don't have to focus on him. So I'll go for Luna being here. To also damage the other ones. And I know that buffs them too, but it's fine. Yeah, he finishes that off, but he's going to die. There. And then the Frost Whirlwind will do the most damage here. I don't think I want to flip the blessing, no. So we'll do Frost Whirlwind. Good. And I think with this, we've won. He's going to die the first time he attacks because of the pocket mirror, so we don't even have to attack him. We will just do attacks on the backliner there. Oh, we can't quite finish it off. That's unfortunate. We can make it tired so it doesn't do as much damage. Then he dies. Nice. And yeah, just, I mean, there's no choice. We gotta finish off. And that gains motivation for us. So yeah, it's kind of got that little motivation recovery combo going. No spirits here. Unfortunate. Alright. I don't think I've seen the Time Watcher before. What are you? A new demon. So demon doing air damage and air damage. Okay, focusing on that. Doing slows, which is very important for our build. Ricochets to the hero positioned behind the target if the target is slower than the Time Watcher. Oh, okay. Or an area attack dealing less damage, but dealing 10% of the target's current morale if the target is slower than the Time Watcher as well. Okay, so this is also kind of a morale thing. So far you are winning because of the slow. We've got the Dark Makers, which, if I remember correctly, when it levels up, it has a thing where it can like sacrifice itself. That's kind of its gimmick. Something like that. And then it does area air or area morale damage with tiredness. Meanwhile, the Psycho Imps, 3 imps stacked onto each other, but not wearing a trench coat. Kind of a missed joke there, I think. Physical damage in an area with bleeding or morale damage which ricochets to the hero position behind the target if the target morale is under 50%. I like the Time Watcher. You sound really cool and we combo with slowing people. Yes. All in all, that was a fairly successful invasion. We've got a new thing. What is this? Archivist. Here, we've unlocked the Tar Ball. Heroes affected by burn lose 30 speed. Okay. We don't get it for this run. So, and I've noticed that sometimes these little exclamation points will pop up even though they're not really related to anything. Like this one in particular, yeah, it won't go away. Don't mind it, it's fine. Merchant, engineer, or event. I did say that I wanted to go to the merchant, didn't I? We're getting another merchant down here, plunder and seminar. We could go to the engineer, which is what I'm thinking right now. and upgrade the traps. Would I want to upgrade the Pandora's box? Yeah, I suppose. Merchant. I think we will go to the merchant. We did not get lucky here. We could buy the furnace. What did we have? We don't have a fire trap yet, so for 105 though. Psycho imps for only 25 gold. That is honestly so cheap that I should just buy it just to buy it, even though I'm not gonna necessarily use it. Maybe it can go on business trips and we can maybe, I think we might even be able to sell it for more than 25 gold. So, and then I will renew, hoping to get a cool thing here. What is this? Modified fan, applying morale damage and applying tiredness. And then we got the Ngurulilu, which is a cool creature. Seen it before. Does physical damage and gains dodge, dodging the next attack if it kills a target. And it can do ice, which applies elemental weakness. We do need more monsters in general, so I say buy it, and we have a lot of money. We are not doing alchemization at all, so we'll just go for an event. The archaeologist, this is Indiana Jones as a monster, a cyclops. An archaeologist is ringing your doorbell to claim an artifact, blaming you for looting it. He even dares to demand you donate it to a museum. We can either crush him, slice him, or quarter him. There's no other options. Let us slice him. Nice. Seminar, merchant, or plunder, leading into... Here comes another engineer, and then we will have a fight. Seminar. Forget what the seminar does. An outing amongst colleagues is always a joy. We are only not human. Nice. I think that gives us some motivation back, which overall wouldn't be half bad. Got what, 7 monsters needing motivation? Let's try the seminar. What is this? 15 weeks of damaging attacks apply burn. Oh, okay, so maybe I was wrong about... This is what I thought that Sanctum thing did. We can gain increased resistances for 15 weeks. Or we can do burn for 15 weeks. This costs us blood and tears, and I would not have wanted to spend those. But now we're here. So we're going to do it. And we're going to do the magic initiation. 20% resistance against all everything except physical specifically. But still nice. And that means we can take on some tougher enemies. So we'll probably go for the higher level veterans here. Here we'll go for the engineer. And yeah, usually you have to upgrade a trap twice before you get to upgrade like the bonus effect here. So first level of the Pandora's box, but that means we can get the electrical coil up to the next level where it does a lot more damage and goes from air weakness 3 to 4, but no. Huh. Okay, but it does way more damage, which is, I suppose, the point then. Okay, and here Frostbite would go up in damage by quite a bit. Oh, but that costs tears. That is a nice trap then. That's a lot of damage. I am running low on the money. I might regret not doing that, but let's continue on. And the next invasion, we want to go for the toughest one we can find, the best reward. I'm not even sure which one of these that would be, because I like getting monsters, but I want the higher gold reward from the other veterans. They are equal difficulty. None of them have a disaster room. I think we go for the gold here. Because we're getting to a point where we have plenty of monsters. Well, not plenty, but a lot. No, I want a monster. Now we need to think about our setup again, because we have a lot of new additions. I'm scrolling over here quickly to check that we have both some with armor and some without. That's an easy way to check if you have a balanced room. You almost always want to make sure you have someone with armor at least in the room, and then the resistances themselves can be sort of a swing and a miss. It's hard to have everything stable. Right, we like air damage in the second room, so we kind of have that. The Talsal, the Guru Vilo here, we'll call it the Guru, is better in the second room because there's a higher chance of getting a kill in the second room, so gaining the dodge thing. And with all of that in mind, I think we are good. The Psycho Imps are better in the second room as well, because there's a higher chance of them having low morale then. We can start to look at doing a morale build now that I look at it. We got morale damage, 1, 2, 2 here, and 1, 2, 2 in each room. Okay, not really enough for a full morale build, but who knows, it might be applicable. I like this setup. Let's go. And I didn't move the Psycho Imps, I know, but that was because of the morale thing. What do we have here? An Onamusha Tomoe. He does 5 fire damage to the front. That the music caught me off guard. I don't think I've heard this background music before. I'll make sure to turn it up a bit for you guys. Fire damage increased by 30% as long as no other heroes are defeated. Okay, so he's the tough one, and so we want to kill some of the other ones. Gains a flame shield at the start of first fight, which reflects 35% of damage taken as fire damage, and he cannot be demoralized. Okay. Then we have a healer here, who does nature damage to the backline, and then an AoE ice. Randomly shuffles my monsters and applies elemental weakness when attacking. Yeesh. Okay, tough fight no matter what we do. And they have the same speed. No, he goes first. Damn, so he will activate the mirrorless guy. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Fire front, nature back. Do we have a high fire resistance? That would be you. And let's see if we have a good nature resistance. 15, 10. Okay, so if I did this. Now we've set it up to balance out our resistances as much as possible, which is a very good way to start. Now we gotta look at it. Does this make sense? So like you are already faster than everyone, which is great for your abilities. You can see that over here, which means he will be doing ricochets and all kinds of stuff. Yes. And he does air damage, which is fine, good, and fine. Nice. Then you can do fire and ice to the front, which is good with the ice. So these two are just perfect for this setup. Except we don't really want to hit him because he will reflect damage with the fire shield, but can't have everything, right? And then I probably would want to set up either the Lunar Blessing or the Solar Blessing. Lunar seems to make more sense, and they only have the ice guy, which is not that bad. So the Shupacabra. Shupacabra. I'm never gonna say that right. Now we look at it and we're thinking, well, they do area ice damage. That's not so good for the Time Watcher. Do we have something other than with nature damage? Nature resistance, which has more ice resistance? No, and no. Okay, I think this is probably fine. Setting up the Lunar Blessing is good. But this will be... We will not do a lot of damage here. We're going to be hit hard. Yeah. It would be nice if we could target the backline more. And not hit into this fire shield, which you would do. But then we wouldn't get the Lunar Blessing. And ice damage to him would not make a lot of sense. So no, and no. No, this is what we're doing. Don't overanalyze it. Ice damage, yes, good against you. Fine, and not good here. So, but Polar Portal is our strongest trap, right? Electrical Coil will be installed up here, probably. We can also think about the Pandora's Box when they come out of the previous room. Are they going to have a lot of different debuffs, which is something that we generally want? So let's look at it. Not really. Huh. And not really. Well, the slow. Yeah, not really. That kind of sucks. Not really playing into the Pandora's Box a whole lot. I think it'll be Polar Portal into Electrical Coil, assuming that we are going to do air damage here, which I think we are. They're doing Fire Front. So that's Naga or Amaru, but Naga, I think. And it does do air damage indeed. And then we wanted nature resistance in the back, which is going to be the Amaru. And then we want some ice resistance if possible. Or flame resistance. And preferably we want to do air damage. So could be you. And then an Amaru in the back. Like this. Yes, I don't think this is bad. We could install the Amaru here instead of the Naga. Since we combo off of the debuffs, being able to poison and slow would be fairly good. It is more tanky as well. It does not deal well with the ice damage though. And I forgot something. I'm sure you guys have been screaming at the screen. This guy will shuffle my team here, so we need to shuffle my team before he can do it. So like that. And then we pray that they end up in the position that I want them. Do we do a Maru in the front? I think because of the ice weakness, I shouldn't do it. The Naga is much more resilient against that kind of stuff. And we can't help it with you, it's what it is. Yeah. I can't tell if this will be good for us, but I have a fairly okay feeling about it. This was not lucky. Unfortunate then. Do we go for the Lunar Blessing? Yes. Exsanguination? No. Lunar Blessing. Waste of time. Look at all that nice damage. And he slows them, which lowers their power. Definitely do that. And it'll be the ice. Front here. Okay, we're doing a lot of damage. And not taking that much. Now we can hit the backline strong or hard. Which also doesn't hit into the fire shield, which might kill you. Yes, the fire shield would kill you. I think. So we will do freezing darkness in the backline there. I don't think there's any doubt that the waste of time here is the better play for you. Slowing them again. Ow. Yeah, that's rough. But they've taken good damage. And they're continuing to take good damage. We can flip the blessing, but we don't want to do that. We do want to kill you or one of your allies, so you lose your bonus, and we can indeed kill the guy in the back, and then he's the only one benefiting off of the lunar blessing, so taking him off the field is a great idea. It also allows her to activate the pocket mirror. It's a win-win-win-win-win situation. Very good. We got this one in the back. Just murder, murder, murder. She kills herself, and then we finish off the front line. I can't scare it away, but that's fine. Alright, defeating them in the second room again. We got a spirit here. The Flame Eater has always been one of my favorite creatures, though. It does fire damage. Adds 2 stacks to the penalty with the most stacks applied to the target. So this is another way of playing with penalties. This one applies penalties, though, which is something we need to do more. And so I think the Anhanka here is the right play. It's also a very tanky creature. We need more of those, always. Can't have too many tanky creatures, just in general. Resistance-wise, well, the Flame Eater is slightly better, I think. Well, no. No, I really like the Anhanka. Spirit build for the win. Good stuff. Oh. And that would be the 30-minute mark. So, thank you guys as always for watching. See you soon with more Legend of Keepers. And bye-bye.